Today we're going to talk about adding polynomials. You have to get rid of all these parentheses first. In order to get rid of the parentheses, you have to look about what's in front of it. In front of this one, there's nothing, so we can just bring down the numbers. We have -8, we have the 2n squared, and we have the -6n. So that's the first set. In front of this one, though, there's a negative, and whenever you have a negative in front of your parentheses when you're adding polynomials, you have to distribute it across to see what the signs are and figure out if the number is going to stay negative or positive. If you have a negative times another negative, like a negative times a negative, it's going to become positive. So in this case, a negative times a negative is going to make this a positive n squared. However, when you have a negative times a positive, so negative multiplied by a positive, the answer is going to come out negative. So in this case, negative times a positive 8n is going to make it -8n. Same thing over here. We have another negative, which we're going to have to distribute across to this +3 and this +2a. So in this case, we're going to have a negative times a +3, which is going to make it -3, and a negative times a +2n, which is going to make it a -2n. Now we just have to look to see which exponent is the biggest. We have some n squareds here, and I think that's the biggest exponent in this problem. So we have to add all of our n squareds first. You have to add the biggest exponents first. That's just the proper way to do it. So we have 2n's plus 1n squared over here. So we have 3n squareds altogether. The next thing we have to look at is just our n's. So we have -6n, and we have -8n, and we have -2n's. Since they're all negative, -6, -8, and -2, we have to add them all together. So -6 plus -8 is going to be -14, and the -14 plus -2 is going to be -16n. The last thing we have to look for is any just regular old numbers. We have a -8 here, and we have a -3 here. -8 plus -3, we have to add them together, is going to be -11. And that is your final answer, because we've combined all of the like terms and simplified it as much as we could. And that is how you add polynomials.